Fascinating. I wonder if you guys, if that can hear me. I guess I'll never know. Well, anyways, let's go for a drive. Let's try to figure out what the fuck's going on here. What the fuck is all that down there? We'll go like that. Live chat, all messages are visible. What the fuck does that mean? God damn, alright. So it comes down to simple understanding of things and the way things are. I have been listening, watching way too many videos on political bullshit. Oh man, my brain hurts. Tell you that much though. Maybe it's a good thing. Come on, let's go. Come on, you can drive faster than fuck all. Let's go. Some fucking people, I tell you. It's nothing hard to fucking stomp on it. Let's go, baby. Did I even grab my fucking tag lights out that car? I did. Okay. Me fucking psyching myself out all the time. Oh, shit. So, just thinking about a lot of different things. Thinking about, listening to some of the works of Jordan Peterson, some of the debates. Fucking man, that guy. He's a sharp mind, that's for sure. Not like Shapiro and a few of the other ones who are a lot sharper than most. Guy has a few good world views, that's for sure. See, I have basic beliefs when it comes to life and all that. And these men, they tend to share said beliefs. But be sweet fuck all if it wasn't for a good woman. Fuck, she keeps me grounded. Lord no, I'd probably be fucking dead at this point if it wasn't for her. Okay, come on, it's green, let's go. Get a little hang time on this. Come on. Oh, we'll tow truck this one fucking go. No, she keeps me grounded, shows me what's right and what's wrong. Tell you, that's what a real man needs in life. A woman needs a damn good man. And a man needs a damn good woman. I might be strong, but Lord knows my strength means nothing when I'm fucking blind. She gives me some clarity and sight in this world. Focuses me. Gets my attention in the right direction, if you know what I mean. I'm just talking to myself at this point. Fucking bored. It's been an hour and a half since I had a fucking call. Nothing to do. I mean, it is 5 in the fucking morning. People on the other side of the world might be awake. Half the people here aren't. Oh, come on. Fuck off, red lights. I don't need you in my life. Let's go. Across the city, you go over there, maybe watch some more doing for the most part. Not much else to do. Oh my god, fucking red lights everywhere. Of course, there's somebody beside me, otherwise I might just drive through them. I didn't say that out loud. Well, there's a fucking boring night, I'll tell you that much. Fucking roll around and see what the fuck we can do. See if we can get in any trouble. Maybe go tow a few motherfuckers. See who's parked in the wrong fucking spot. Guess I shouldn't swear like a fucking sailor. Hey, there were people. The foot? Well, this city is frigid, I tell you. That's the thing about here. Because everybody says Canada's a nice place. That's a lie. Don't fucking believe that shit. We're all fucking cold-hearted. Because we're frozen. Man, you freeze out like this shit all the time. If you were to believe such a simple lie, Canadians are nice. Motherfucker. We're like our country, we're frigid. Put on that fake fucking smile because it's froze to our face. That's a yellow. tell you, that's the biggest truth that people need to know. Oh, yeah. There's a strong possibility that maybe, just maybe, I'm a little, what the fuck is going on there? Oh, it's a laundromat. Shit, looks like it's on fire. I wonder how awful that camera quality is. I can't fucking tell. It just always looks like shit to me. Well, definitely is an interesting world. You know, that is the truth. True thing I believe is, if you don't have a good woman to guide your life, then you're bound to fail. You are. A good woman will change everything about you. In a good way, not a bad way. You can't look at it as negative. We are Neanderthals at heart, most men. I played football. I didn't listen to fucking coach. You know, I fucking hit people and fights. Carved me into a damn good man. The bullying in my childhood, fucking being bullied, that fucking made me a man. I'll tell you that much. This is something that I hear nowadays that bullying isn't good, bullying isn't accepted. That's fucking bullshit. Bullying can create strong people. I'll tell you that much. If it wasn't for me being bullied, I wouldn't be a good person. I'd be a shitty fucking druggie like the rest of this city. I'm telling you. Fucking city has more meth than... Oh, fuck. Canada, man, we're going to shit real quick. My city's nothing but meth heads. Meth heads and then cops that only care about window tint. They don't give a shit about that, anything else. What the fuck? That guy got half a bicycle. That's what I fucking mean. What the fuck's a guy walking down the street with half a bicycle at, what, 5:13? Jesus Christ. He probably didn't enjoy it. Are you driving to work or what? I am driving because of work. I drive a tow truck for a living because I'm an idiot. Never do that. That's a horrible, horrible fucking life, I tell you. There's nothing else to do because there's no calls because nobody's crashed, so figure what the hell, may as well stream bitch to people. What are you doing up this... Well, fuck, I don't even know what time it is wherever you are. Well, I am driving because of work. Fucking doing what I can to make a living. Ain't making enough. What exactly do you do? Or where are you? That's a better question. I mean, if you still are listening. Or if you can even hear me. I don't know if it's picking up or anything. Fuck, I could just be talking to myself like a retard. Not the first time. Electrician. That's a fucking... Imagine you make good money doing that. Man. Also depends where you are. I know America, there's a lot of money in that... anything in America. Here in fucking where I'm from, I'm Winnipeg, Canada. There's fucking nothing for anything here. It's fucking bullshit, that's what it is. I get paid... It's like... Fuck, I don't even know. I think it's something like 70% under industry standard. Fucking don't want to pay a dime for anything. $30 an hour in Southern U.S. Fuck, man. I'm thinking about jumping ship, going and becoming American. Trying to get citizenship, anyways. It's not that easy. I don't got too much to offer to the great United States of America. But at least trying to maybe get fucking dual citizenship, something, man. Tell ya, me and the woman, we've been talking about that for a while now, thinking about moving to Utah or something down there. I definitely feel fucking better. Everyone in my childhood thought I was American because I got a little bit of a draw because I watched westerns all my childhood, but no. No, I know even my line of work, doing towing down in America, holy fuck. Sure would rather have Canadians rather than... Yeah. Well, man, that's a fucking funny thing, right? See, I live in Winnipeg, Canada, right? I used to work construction before. We legit had illegal Mexican immigrant working here in fucking Canada. But we fucking lost our shit when we found out. Like, it was fucking ridiculous, man. Like, at the end of the day, he stole a fucking Canadian SIN number or whatever to fucking work here illegally. I couldn't fucking believe that shit. No, like, when we found out, we ended up reporting him and then getting him deported back to where he fucking belongs. He tried to claim refugee status, but it's fucking hard when he's an American citizen, legit American citizen, mind you. And he's trying to claim refugee status up here. It's like, fuck off. America's one of the best, the land of the fucking free. You're gonna say it's so awful that you have to fuck off and be a refugee, so fuck off. That's such a lie, man. Fucking tell you, crybabies everywhere. Fucking wanting to act like they're, like everything's so hard done by. Like, fuck's sakes. Got enough fucking people here that are bad enough. I mean, I have the pleasure of being half Indian, half Icelandic. I'll tell you right now, half my fucking Aboriginal relatives, just ridiculous, retards. Too busy fucking drinking it up and fucking blaming everything on the white man. Jesus Christ. So sick of this fucking place. I gotta, like, at least you guys, like, yeah, maybe there was better people than Trump to be president, but he's doing a fucking better job than Hillary would, and he's doing a fuck of a lot better job than my fucking prime minister, Trudeau there. Jesus. Can you imagine having that as, like, you imagine having Trudeau as your leader? Fucking walking pussy with a nice haircut? Like, god damn. I tell you. I'm thinking America might be the better option. It's definitely, me and her have been talking about it for a very long time. Be better off. Plus, it's warmer. God. Like, fuck, here. In the town I live in, I gotta go to work no matter what, and I work outdoors because of towing. It gets down minus fucking 40. And like, minus 40 our temperature is also minus 40 your temperature. Like, in Fahrenheit, it's the same fucking minus 40. It's fucking stupid. Out there freezing my... It's doomed. Import third world's becoming this... Yeah. Man. See, like, I get immigration sometimes, especially if people want to become, you know, better people. They want to come and, you know, increase who they are as a human, and they want to better themselves, and they want to, you know, step free and fucking become, for example, Canadian. I love my country. I just hate the people who run it, and that's why I want to leave. But no, like, out my way out in the country before I moved to this fucking shithole of a town, the Filipinos moved in heavy. And I ain't gonna lie, if it wasn't for the Filipinos, my town would have died, along with all the towns around it, and they did good. They really did, because they wanted to be Canadian. And then I moved to Winnipeg here, and fuck, man, half these people don't want to be here. They're here because they got a free ticket and fucking good jobs. And that's bullshit. That's... fuck, I try not to spout hate and shit like that, because I'm a fairly, you know, nice guy, but fuck me. Sometimes I just... At the end of the day, it's not that hard to try to better yourself, and try to become a better human being. And if you don't want to do that, then why the fuck would you leave? Like, why would you leave where you're at? I want to become something better. Thus, I really do want to try to get into, you know, I want to try to get to America. I want to try to get to Utah. I want to try to do what my passion was, which was build vehicles. Not a big thing up here. Fucking, like, I mean, like Utah, they have the Diesel Brothers. Those guys are fucking something else. I mean, they're a little liberal in some of their views, but fuck me, they build some nice vehicles. Oh. Nobody fucking here to tow. God, I tell you. You guys still have hope, though. I mean, at the end of the day, there's... Maybe one of these days liberals will fall on their fucking head, knock themselves smart. Plus, your constitution holds up fairly nicely. I am, like, 100%. I live in a city where, you say the wrong thing, you get fined for it just because you hurt people's feelings, which, that is the largest crock of BS I ever fucking heard of, man. That's just stupid. Oh, fuck. Tight squeeze. Fucking park up here for a while. No, I've been sitting listening to a lot of works from people like Peterson and fucking Shapiro. I listen to that guy. Well, he's Canadian too. He's actually from Quebec, one of the worst places to fucking live. I tell you, man, I'd rather live in a third world country than live in Quebec. That place is fucking stupid. Couldn't imagine that, not being able to speak French and getting fucking... There's lots of stories of that. I got friends from Quebec who were beaten because I couldn't speak French. Just, man, that, like, fucking, that's ridiculous. I couldn't imagine that. Oh, fuck. Oh. Jared Taylor. I've heard of him. I haven't had a chance to listen to too much of what he's had to say. I'm definitely going to check it out. I mean, like, at the end of the day, I'm always willing to expand my views. Hell, I even listen to a lot of liberal crap, but fucking when half of all they're saying is just fuck this, fuck that, and all that, right? Like, no. Well, I can't say there's people riffing on people just because of who they are, you know? You got to have some clout to what you're saying, some sort of meat, something to grip to. You know, that's why I like Crowder so much and all that, because that at the end of the day, his closing statements, you can tell it really means something to him. Or if you've ever seen Peterson, when he talks about when fans meet him and say, like, look, like, you know, you really helped me, man. That guy gets choked up over that shit because he actually helped somebody he didn't think he was ever gonna do that with his life. That's what I like, is when there's that meat, that kind of person behind what they're saying. No, just don't see that too much anymore. Then any politics, yeah. Oh, fuck yeah. No, everybody wants to be like, fuck. It'd be easy for me to sit back, choose to lose. Yep. Yeah. No. It'd be easy for me to sit back like half my fucking relatives, right? Oh, white man did me wrong, you know. The fucking residential schools are the reason that I drink, you know. You look at half my Aboriginal family, and it's half of them are super successful. They're downtown, they're part of the government, you know, they're fucking lawyers, they're guys like that, right? And the other half are drunk fucking nobodies. You want to know the difference between them? Absolutely nothing. They got the same excuse for why they are the way they are. The fucking rich people uptown and the fucking drunks all say the same thing. My fucking father was a drunk. That's why I am the way I am. And it's fucking true, man. Like, at the end of the day, it's all in how you want to look at at your problems. And, oh, fuck, I'm in your way, ain't I? Fucking goddamn, can't even park and have some peace. No, it's all just how you want to look at your problems, whether you want to be a baby or not. Fucking garbage truck. Well, she's a sticky one. Well, the fucking one thing that I could say is what everybody needs is a damn good support base, somebody that loves them, somebody that'll take care of them, somebody that'll help them, and some strength and backbone to stand up to the pricks. That's it. You're good to go. You'll be solid all your life. People say, man, if it wasn't for my fucking woman, Lord knows I wouldn't be kicking. I'd probably be in jail or something. I got too much of a fucking temper. She fucking tamed me. She fixed me up. She has one major fault, though. She is a liberal-ish. She's more of a conservative, but she won't admit it. Well, no, she's gotta have some meat in your life. Yeah, too many are. And it's awful fucking seeing the way, like, my reserve or whatever, where most of my family's from. It used to be a good place, and then fucking, man, bad people got in power, and then everybody turned, right? Like, you know, you have the families that take care of the reserve, they take care of the people, and they don't get any fucking love, they don't get nothing. They don't get the fucking support that they deserve, they don't get, and there's so much potential for good. And then this younger generation, they don't know how to fucking, they don't know how to respect their elders. That's a big thing. When I was growing up, you know, like, it used to be a mandatory thing that at a certain age you had to go out and you had to hunt. And you had all that meat that you hunted, all that work that you put in. It wasn't for you at all. You know, you had to take care of the elders. You had to care about them, and that was important. Nowadays, fuck, there's barely any of that. It's fucking, it's sad, man. It really is. You're right. It's a sad fucking state. Like, there's so much potential for greatness, and it's lost. There's so much wisdom and knowledge and fucking stories, and it's all gonna go to the wayside. Like, fuck. I mean, like, me growing up, we have lost our culture. Only, yeah. No, there ain't fucking much left. Fuck, I didn't even learn my native tongue. Like, my family's Ojibwe Cree, and because of everything the way it worked out, I didn't get to grow up too much on the reserve like the rest of them. So I grew up in like a neighboring community, and it was a very Orthodox German community, and more or less the Indian kids didn't like me because I don't know if you could see, but I look white, right? I'm a very white person, and I got facial hair and all that shit. So the Indians didn't like me because I was nothing but a white prick. And then the fucking white kids didn't like me because I was an Indian, so I was bullied heavily, and that turned me into a sour person for a lot of years. That turned me into a very bad person. I could have easily lost a lot, but man, like, luckily there's few people like my grandpa. He's still hanging on. He's hanging on with everything he has to it, trying to pass down what knowledge he can. Just barely anyone that wants to listen. And that's what needs to happen, is more people need to listen. More people need to step up and fucking try to hang on to what's fucking falling apart. Man, I just want to get things right, get people happy again. These fucking identity politics and all that, like, you know, people this shit, and what, to be miserable? I've never seen somebody, you know, standing up on the left spewing what they're saying with a smile on their face. Never. You know, my fucking grandpa, he was I don't know if you know much about Canada with the residential schools and all that and what happened with them, but my grandpa was beaten bad in them. Like, he has burns and tie marks from when they tied him up and all that because he refused to not speak the native tongue. And he took it as a lesson. He never looked at it as a bad thing. He refused the fucking handouts that the government gave because of all that, because he said all of that pain and all that suffering that he went through was his test to endure, so that way he could become a better man. And even though, like, some of the knowledge was lost because of the residential school, he himself, he looked past all that and said, maybe the knowledge that was lost was not of any importance. Maybe the lessons he learned from being and going through that was far more valuable than anything else. And man, I've never seen him. He's very, very conservative in a lot of his beliefs. I've never seen him with a frown on his face. Like, maybe once when Leanne died, and when his favorite daughter, he always said favorite daughter too, passed away. But other than that, never have I seen that man with a frown on his face. He always looks at the bright side. No, that's what the world needs more of. This fucking pointing fingers, blaming and whatnot, and like a lot of the people I grew up who were Aboriginal, right? They're on that whole reconciliation and, you know, banging the peace drums and blockades, and all for what? You're just opening old wounds. You're not helping anything. You know, like my grandpa there, he's willing to talk to anybody, to give them that knowledge of what he learned in the residential schools, the strength that it gave him. But these people just want to fucking sit around and bitch about something that they didn't even go through. Yeah, I know, like, even my uncles. My uncles were my mother. That was the closest one. See, the residential schools were fairly gone, but there were still Catholic schools. Like my mother, when she went, she's 40 some or something in there, 40, close to 50. She went to school that was run by nuns, and the nuns held that same belief as when the residential schools were still open, and they weren't any different. They didn't want you speaking your native tongue. Man, even when I went to school, Now, I never got to learn my native tongue because the school didn't offer it, and there was nobody that was Indian that would talk to me. But where I was ambidextrous when I was young. You know, I could write with both hands. I could, you know, type properly and all that. The first grade teacher screamed at me and yelled at me and fucking hit me and forced me to only use my right hand because that's what was right. That's what everybody's supposed to do. That's how it's supposed to be. And that's, even that mentality, it probably didn't leave those schools until I graduated. It was ridiculous. Like, fucking, I think even when my little sister, she's young yet, she's young, she, when she was leaving school out there, it was still the same way, you know. There's still, you had to act a certain way, look a certain way. You couldn't, you know, if you were Indian, automatically you were garbage. You should embrace whiteness and all that, and fucking just a bunch of bullshit. Doesn't help anyone. I mean, like, there's two sides of the road that don't help. You know, saying that brown people are shit and whatnot, that doesn't help anyone. Saying that there are shitty people that are brown, that helps people. But, no, the schools here, man, especially in the country, there's heavy German and heavy Ukrainian communities, man. Those people are vicious. Fucking mean. I remember being yelled at fucking just because I was a half-breed. Like, literally, just because I acknowledged the fact that I was a half-breed. That was damning. That was rough. It made me a good man, though. Like, it made me strong. Even the bullying, the fucking constant bullying, physical, mental, being enamored at by whites and by the fucking Indians and back and forth, taught me to be strong. That's what people don't look at. They get bitched at and fucking beaten and yelled at. Well, nowadays it's not even beaten. Called the wrong fucking pronoun and they go off on a handle and they become weak because of it. Man, bullying made me strong. It made me a strong person that stands up for other people who are too weak to stand on their own. That's what people don't take from any of that. I tell you, this whole generation's shit. Look around at my fellow millennials and I just want to fucking start hitting people. So fucking wake up. Your little bubble isn't so safe. Like, fuck. Well, definitely though, I think it's this summer finally we're going to take a trip down to America and actually go visit some places and start looking into maybe, you know, where we're going to want to reside, where we're going to try to reside once we get on with it. We've started the paperwork for immigration. We're trying to go for the dual citizenship because I do love my country. I really do. I don't want to denounce my country. I'm Canadian, but I just hate my government. I hate what the country's become. Can you imagine that? You're minding your own business, going about your life, you say something mildly, maybe not even controversial, just upsets somebody. They deem it a fucking hate crime and fine you for that shit? Like, that's why I've been wanting to go on YouTube. I've been wanting to express my views. Been wanting to try to become, you know, an influencer and help people like Crowder or like whatever, you know, just even trying to become small. Trying to empower somebody, even if I can help one fucking person. Like, even if you take something away from this little bit of talking and nammering that I'm doing, you know, that's all that matters, helping at least one fucking person. But I've been so worried because here, man, they come after me for my job. They will. Like, that's how people are. And in this city, they'll cave. Like, I mean, my company might not because they just don't give a shit and they're fairly racist anyways, but, I mean, I'm not married into the company. I don't have many relatives in the company, so I am disposable. And I'm pretty sure they would in a fucking heartbeat just fucking shove me if there's enough push. It's scary. Yeah. And that's why that's where America has it right, the fucking Constitution. That's a God-given fucking, man. That's where America wins every fucking day, all day. I swear to God, that is the number one thing that you should be happy for. And that is 100% the best thing that was ever created on this earth was the American Constitution. I am jealous. I can say I am jealous of what you have. Because here, fucking nothing's right. I mean, like what, a right to health care? People in my, that's something. I ain't gonna lie, I don't know your financial situation. You said you're an electrician, so I imagine it's not too terribly awful. I know healthcare is expensive there, but fuck, man, people die in my city waiting to get treated. One of my friends got stabbed. He waited 9 hours to see a nurse. The nurse put him in a room waiting to see a doctor. He waited, I think it was 8 hours with a knife in him to fucking see a doctor. Like, have corporations enforcing, yeah, fucking, I know I shouldn't even be talking on this fucking platform. I mean, I know I'm not gonna get money out of it the way I talk. The fucking swearing and my opinion, my pure opinions are just shit compared to what they think is right. I mean, I don't use Twitter. I'm on that Gab, but they're trying to fucking punch Gab from the fucking internet because that whole shooting in New York or whatever. I tried using BitChute, but it's a little buggy. It's not good enough to really use. But no, like, man, Facebook monitoring stories. Yeah, at the emergency room. Oh yeah. No, I had a fall a while ago. I stepped out of the truck a little too quick, being an idiot. I stepped in a pothole. I twisted my ankle and tore all the cartilage apart. This is my personal. This is what they do if they ever say, oh well, the waiting times aren't that bad. It's because what they'll do is you go to the waiting room, you sit down, you talk to the first person and say like, look, this is what's wrong. I tore the cartilage apart in my foot, and I was in immense pain. They said, all right, well, here you go. Like, this is what, filled out the paperwork. Now we'll get you in the waiting room. You sit in the waiting room, and if the number starts getting too high, they'll go and they'll pull you into rooms so they can say that you're being treated. So that way the waiting room time goes down a little bit, even though you'll wait in that room for hours on end. When I fucked up my ankle, I waited in the waiting room for probably 9 hours, and then I waited in the actual like doctor's office waiting to see the doctor for like 10 hours in immense pain. And that's just how it is here. So if anyone ever says, oh, Canada has great healthcare, no, it's not. People die in the emergency room waiting to even see a nurse. And we had an old guy, he is in a wheelchair. He come in saying like, look, I'm having a heart attack. His chest's hurting, numb on the one side. He's like, I have heart issues, so I'm pretty sure, I'm confident that I'm having a heart attack. They said, yeah. They pushed him into the waiting room, said like, look, you're gonna have to wait. There's people that are more important and whatnot. And he died. They thought he was sleeping. The security went to go check on him to kick him out because they thought he was a homeless person sleeping. Nudged him and he didn't move. Checked his pulse and he was dead in the fucking waiting room, waiting to see a nurse, not even the doctor. That's how fucked Canada is, man. But they'll lie. They'll say, oh, we have a great healthcare system. Yeah, if you're in Toronto, the one fucking place that everybody knows in this country. Other than that, fucking fuck ya. It gets worse the more of a working province you have, like here in Manitoba. We're the most taxed province in all of Canada. We have the worst infrastructure, the worst hospitals. Fuck, I can't even speak. I'm gonna wait for too long. We have just shit living conditions, the worst police enforcement. Like, they talk about American cops and all that being whatever. Man, here, there was a chick in the North End, I know this girl. She had somebody break into her house. She's hiding in her closet. Phone the police saying like, look, there's somebody in my house. They're rooting through stuff. I'm scared. There's a cop at the end of her street. Wouldn't he come down to fucking check on her because he's too busy giving people tickets for their cars, for tint, for shit like that. She ended up, the cop didn't show up. A cop didn't show up at her house for, I think it was 8 hours later. Man, the place, this country's just, all the lies about how great Canada is, I tell you. It's fucking ridiculous. The only thing that we're good for is hunting. We have killer hunting here. Some of the best in the world. But other than that, man, like, I could truthfully answer anything. Any stereotype you want. It's all fucking lies. The nice, like, we're nice people. Fucking, right? I live in more or less the Chicago of Canada. That's what Winnipeg is. We are the murder capital. And I think we're close to fighting Chicago for, like, the worst place to live in fucking, I think we're worse than a lot of Mexican cities for murder. The murder rate per capita is stupid here. And then we have the fucking whole missing murdered Aboriginal women. That's fucking nuts here too. That's because they know nobody's gonna go looking for anybody. Nobody cares. It's awful. It is. I wish there was fucking something to do about it, but I mean, you have somebody like me who has a little bit of like sense. Like me, if I could, I bring, like, you know, you guys have the Second Amendment, you know, the right to bear arms, all that, right? I'd bring that so women only in this country in Canada, right, would be able to have the right to carry, concealed carry. But they fucking, is real estate, oh fuck, for the money I make, yeah, oh yeah. I mean, you'll buy a North End shitbox house that's absolute trash. I mean, like, needs a lot of renovations to live in. Your next door neighbor might shoot you, and the house is probably gonna cost you $500,000. You want a basic 3-bedroom in a nice area where you could actually maybe, you know, leave your car running in your driveway? You're looking at $500,000 more probably. Like, fuck, some of the places, the one place I was looking at, because I wanted to buy a place, me and the woman are looking at it, we're probably better, it's probably cheaper for us to move to America and buy a house there. Like, the second you get into any area where you're safe, where you can, you know, you can have your children play in your front yard and not worry about it, you're looking at $1 million home. And it's like, I can't fucking afford that shit unless you move out of the country. Like, out in the country where I'm from, that's where property's cheap, dirt cheap. Like, I bought my property out there. It's 100 square feet by, I don't know what, I don't know the conversion, Sally, but it's 100 square feet by 80 square feet wide. It's a lot. And then the house was just a basic 2-bedroom house. I bought it for 50 grand. And that's dirt cheap out there, though. Like, that's, you're in the middle of nowhere. When I was living there, the closest hospital was hour-and-a-half drive. Unless you drive like me and there's an emergency, you get there in about half hour. But no, here in Winnipeg, that's like, people look at it and be like, oh, well, there's some houses that are cheap, but you don't want to live there. You definitely don't want to live there. Like, even, I live in an okay area now, I'm renting. And with the tow truck here, I have to lock everything up. If I fire the truck up, I can't leave my booster cables on it. If the truck's running in my backyard, I can't leave the booster cables on it because some crackhead will come grab them to take them to the scrap just for the copper, so I need a little more to fucking tough or whatever the fuck they do. I don't even know how the fuck you deal with crack. But no, man, like, property here is just stupid. And then the tax, holy fuck. Like, the amount of tax that you get slammed with everywhere. Every fucking level of government wants their fucking hand. I mean, the government, the GST is 5% on sales tax, so it's not bad, but the PST in our province is the highest across Canada, and we make fuck all. Like, our minimum wage is 11 something or something like that. It buys you nothing here. Our dollar's shit, absolute shit. Americans, like, it's like when you guys think about fuel, fuck, I don't even know how many liters are in a gallon. But when you guys complain about fuel, man, what you guys pay when it's expensive for half you guys, fucking ridiculous. You have federal, local, and sale. Oh yeah. When it comes to, like, the way it works is like, we have provinces that are like states, right? Instead of states, they're called provinces. So we have a PST and a GST sales tax, and it depends what you're doing. Like, in towing for services, there's only a GST. There's no PST on that. But for a sales, there's GST and PST. So they fucking take that from you. And then the province wants a hand in environmental stuff. Like, there's a tire tax. There's, like, you guys have, I don't know if you guys have a gas guzzler tax, but there's more tax on vehicles that are heavier on fuel. So, like, luckily that's not like down to insurance, but when you buy something, the tax on that is stupid. Like, you'll buy say a $50,000 truck, and if you go to pay cash on it, you'll still be paying, like, you'll pay 60 grand or some shit like that. 60, sometimes, like, my one buddy paid 80 grand out for his fucking truck, and it was only like a 60 grand truck. It was stupid. The way this fucking place is, man. GST, PST, and then there's the sales taxes, there's the property taxes, there's the fucking tax on your water, there's tax on your hydro. Like, it's fucking stupid. And they don't care. All they do is keep raising it, keep shoving it up, see how high they can get it. I don't even know what the fucking provincial tax is anymore. I don't even pay attention. All I know is my coffee keeps getting more expensive when I go to buy it. It used to be a fucking $1.20 I paid, now I'm paying $2.10 for a fucking cup of coffee. It's not even a large. Stupid, man. I'm telling you. That's one thing I would miss if I go down there, though. We have Tim Hortons. That shit's some good coffee. That Dunkin' Donuts has nothing on Timmy's. Oh, fuck. Spill all over myself. I do apologize if I slur words, too, my dear friend here. I have been up since, like, fucking 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock yesterday. It's been a long fucking go. This has been a long shift. But yeah, no, the feds there, they take their money. The income tax is stupid. Like, if I make $1,500 in my wages, the government keeps like 300 and some for themselves, and then you still have to pay your CPP. Like, we have the Canadian pension plan, and you still have to pay into workers' comp in case you get hurt. It's mandatory, you don't get a choice. And then what the fuck's the other one? Fuck, there's something else that they make you pay into. And they take their allotted amount of money. I think it's $2.15 a gallon, so it's holy fuck, 57 cents a liter, motherfucker! Huh? Huh? I've got to pay that once in my life. Right now, here in where I am, for that's gas. I don't even know if that's fucking premium or if that's like for cheap gas here. It's $1.10 a liter, and that's cheap right now. That's cheap for us. $1.10 a liter is what we pay for fuel. Right now I'm driving a diesel. I have a Ram 2500. Diesel's like $1.30. Luckily, like, because of the status, if I go to the right gas bar, I get some of the tax off, but it's still like it's only 12 cents I get off. So when I'm fucking paying for diesel, like, I'm paying maybe $1.10 sometimes or whatever. Like, that's the cheapest I get. Fuck, I remember there for a while. This was last winter, when that fuel shortage that they lied about popped up. I was paying $2 a liter for gasoline. You guys paying $2.15 a gallon. I'm getting robbed, man. I'm getting fucking robbed. Holy shit. That's Canada's fault, though. We fucking... all of our oil we sell to you guys. You guys refine it and then you sell it back to us. So fuck, I mean, we aren't gonna get a fucking deal either way. Fuck. $2.15 a gallon. Man, I gotta go move where you guys are. Shit. Oh. Like, they fucking talk about making like lots of money here and shit like that. Lots of money is nothing here. Because everything costs so much. Like my Ram right now, we're probably burning $100, $200 a week sometimes. $200 a week the most part. $300 will usually last us around 2 weeks. In and around there. So it's usually $300 every 2 weeks in diesel. And we're doing that every month, so it's like $600 a month. And then I make probably my take home's around $3,000 a month. And then the woman has to work too. I'd prefer it if she didn't. Like, we're a little old school. Like, she says that she's a liberal and she's a feminist, but if she had the chance, she'd be at home in the fucking kitchen making food. She wouldn't give a shit. She has a dog. Eventually we might have a kid, who knows. But fucking in a heartbeat, if I made enough, she would be at home. But God, man, I still can't get over that. Like, that's $2.15 a gallon, man. I'm gonna be like going on about this all fucking day now. Today's my day off, so I'm gonna be up all day. I'm not even gonna shut up about this. You just ruined my woman's day, because I'm gonna be non-stop about this. Fuck, $2.15 a fucking gallon. 57 cents a liter. Fuck. Holy shit. Oh. I'm thinking about all the fuel. Like, I used to, on weekends, I go fire up my fucking... I got a Dodge Dakota that I've got a fairly heavily modified V8 engine in. And I go burn fuel for shits and giggles, and at that time I was paying $1.75 a liter. I thought gas was cheap. There's one time when there was a promo on and fuel got really cheap for a while. It was like we were paying 80 cents a liter. There was once where it got low enough. Yeah, that's a record low. OPC production, too much gas, and they're going to cut production. Yeah, well, it's like that whole lie about fuel shortage and all that shit, man. In Canada alone, there's how much cost will go up. Man, I'm gonna be going on about this for a while though. Like you just got me fucking riled now. Fuck. Like fuck. Let's pull out my handy dandy other calculator here. What the fuck did you say? So it's $2.15 a gallon. That's 50 cents a liter. Divided by 0.7. Yeah, no problem. Whatever shit happens. I mean, at the end of the day, I was born in a fucking shitty country. That's kind of my own deal, right? I'm doing everything I can to change it. Man, I'm like, fuck, that's for crap gas here too. We're paying like $1 whatever. I'm happy I'm not on gas anymore though. The diesel does last longer because, fuck, I couldn't imagine the amount of driving we do with a gas motor. I'd be broke. I'd be fucking poor. I wouldn't be able to live. Fuck, I'm logging out. I'm done for the day. I'm not gonna fucking do this anymore. They don't need me. It's fucking dead. But no, no. Plus your gas is better. Canada is nice. You all just need to dump just... Yep! Oh, fuck yeah! You know, the worst part is I voted for the prick. Y'all need a Trump. Yeah. See, that's the worst part, though, is I even voted for Justin Trudeau solely because our old prime minister there, Stephen Harper. He was okay with certain things, right? But he lied, and that's why I didn't like him. And I didn't want him in again because of who he was personally. So I voted against him. And the only party that could ever beat the Conservative Party here is the Liberals. Like, we have the NDP, we have the Green. Everybody knows the Green Party is never going to do anything. Like, even in your country, the Green Party isn't a party. There's only two parties. You know that. Everybody knows that. It's the same thing here. There's only two parties. It's conservatives and liberals. You guys, it's Republicans, Democrats, which is more or less the same thing. I mean, our conservatives aren't even fucking real, like, right-wing. They're more centrist. We don't even have really a right party here. We got the NDP. They're centrist, but they lean left. We need a Trump. I mean, we have a guy here that's Kevin O'Leary. Kevin O'Leary? No, that's not his fucking name. Fuck, what's the guy's name? He's a businessman, well-to-do. He's Canadian, and he's a prick. But he knows how to run a good business, and he's more or less Canada's Trump. And he was talking about running for the Conservative Party. He's talking about it, but I don't think he will, mostly because he won't get in here. It won't work. Not with him, not with the way he talks, not with the way he articulates himself. See, Trump, it was that outrage that really got him in. And I'm sure you know that. It was that mass outrage that went against him. And even like every media source was against the guy, which really makes you question, right? Here with the person who would run here, his outrage isn't enough to get him in. And that's a sad truth, is here there's too many people that go with the liberal flow, and there's like our country is, I mean, finally we're getting a slight conservative wave, but I mean, when the majority of them are white males and we're outnumbered by pretty much everybody, it's not gonna get us far. Well, we just need to get Trudeau out, which I don't think he's getting back in. I mean, he's fucking, even the people that he's supposed to be, with, and the people he's supporting, and the people who voted for him, like even Aboriginals, they're sick of him. He lied. He nothing but lies. Fucking pretty face, a smile, and fucking nice hair. That's all. Careless fucking lie whispered on the fucking breeze. Like, he said that he's gonna help reserves, help create programs that would help alleviate drug problems, and that is all fucking lies. I knew it when he was saying it. I knew that he's a piece of shit. Faith Godley ran Toronto mayor. I kept up with that, but they rigged it against her. You should check her out on YouTube. Yeah, man. You know what's awful is I don't know if you kept up with the old mayor of Toronto, Rob Ford. God bless his soul. The motherfucker did crack, literally smoked crack, and he was a damn good mayor. Man, if he wouldn't have passed away, he would be a perfect leader for this country. Because he straight up, he laid it down on the table. Like, look, this is what my salary is. This is what people are giving to us free. This is what the city buys us. Why are they doing this? Why? When, you know, this is my income. This is stupid. The guy smoked crack and he was a better leader than 95% of the people that run. Yeah. No, he's fucking funny too. He was like, when he fucking ran, man, that was wild. I mean, it's pretty sad when a guy who smokes crack is a better mayor than the whole, like, you want a good laugh? Search up the Winnipeg mayoral debates. The fucking thing looks like an SNL skit of an actual debate. Like, we had a fucking, an African, well, Canadian, I don't know even how to say it. You guys would say African American or black. Like, I don't know how to say it without being culturally insensitive. The guy wanted to try to completely ignore the fact that we're the murder capital and be like, sports capital, not the murder capital. Well, ignoring the fact doesn't help. You know, we had a guy who literally, during his election, beat a woman, got thrown in jail. Like, our entire mayoral thing was wild and off the fucking hook. Like, it was just a joke. And our current mayor, the one who got in again, all he's concerned about is legacy projects, you know, like massive infrastructure and creating a busway that will be here for generations and getting the city to 1 million people. And he's doing it by flooding it with immigrants, which isn't good. Like, yeah, you got all the immigrants coming in, but you have all the white people leaving. And people can go ahead and say whatever, but I mean, at the end of the day, if you look at the construction sites building his legacy products, it's all white people. If you look at the people building the new areas, it's all white people. And then the people who are moving into these new areas are all immigrants. I'm not trying to say anything bad about them, but when the property value of when the new areas property value and the houses are marked at like 600,000, 800,000, and then the next fucking day or the next year, the fucking property value is just dropping. There's something to fucking say there. Yep. Can't even, like, this motherfucker. This is the worst part too, is I'd sit there, if I tried to run for office, and I really do, I'd like to get into politics, I'd like to run for office. My friends try to encourage me to do it. I would be fucking laughed out. I'd be shunned because this motherfucker, this black guy, he had 2 fucking eyes facing the other way. And I wouldn't be able to. I'm not man enough to not fucking laugh at that. I'm not man enough to laugh at how stupid people are. And that would get me in trouble. Like, fuck. It would get me in a lot of trouble. This entire country is just built around whining and crying about this and that, and it's fucking hate this, hate that. You know, when I was young, I hated the fact that the Indians called me Muñas or Muñacwe, or the little kids running around me called me white wolf. Nobody likes the white wolf, you know, shit like that. But it made me a better person. It made me stronger. And these people can't look past that. They can't look past finding some strength and being fucking knocked down a few pigs. Fucking whine and cry. He's the kind of person too probably would have cried about that. Been like, oh, you're a racist. You called me black. What the fuck am I supposed to call you? George? Like, I don't know your name. You're a black man. No. I couldn't believe that shit though. Like our entire mayoral debate. I want to make a video just making fun of it. Just like be like, look at this guy. Look at these motherfuckers. Because it just, oh man. When the strongest competitor for Brian Bowman, the man who actually got in as mayor, the strongest competitor for him got arrested 2 days before for beating a fucking woman. That's pretty fucking sad. Like that shows the joke of people who are in politics in my fucking city. I mean, we have a strong leader for our province, Brian Pallister. He's a strong man. He's not the best man, but he is strong. He built himself up. He started at nothing and worked his way up a lot like how Trump did. Apparently he's actually talking about going up the next level and maybe trying to become the actual premier and or the leader of the Conservative Party. Yep. To make it. Yeah. Yep. And see, that's something that, like, I wouldn't even fit in conservative. Some of my views are liberal. I won't even lie about that. But my views are all common sense. It's like my woman, she said, like, well, if you're not a feminist, then this, right? Like, 'cause she tries to say she's a feminist, but when she describes what she is, she's not really a feminist. She's just a realist. Like, at the end of the day, yeah, I believe women are equal. But I do believe that men hold a certain value in a woman's life, and a woman holds a very major value in a man's life. At the end of the day, I'm strong, but I am not as strong as when I'm with my woman. My woman clarified me into a better person, and she gives me strength to be a better person. I want to use my strength to help her, not because I think she's weak, but I believe that because she's such an important influence on me, that she deserves an easy life. And this is what women don't understand. It's like, yeah, I believe that if she wants, she should fucking she's talking about maybe towing like me, because she enjoys being in the tow truck. Now, I fully believe that if she wants, she should be able to tow. But I believe that there's no reason on this earth, if I make enough money, that she should have to risk her fucking life. Oh no, my fucking battery's dying, even though it's plugged in. Shit. No, whatever, it can die. So if I disappear, my battery died. I do apologize. But no, like, I wouldn't bend my fucking knee, and that's the biggest issue. I refuse to bend my knee to people. That's what a real man has to do, but you'd never make it in politics. You'd be laughed out. You'd be made to look like a fool. You'd be, scandals and shit like that. I stand firm on what I believe in. I won't let people fucking bend me. I will let people educate me and maybe change my opinion, but that's about it. That's the most people can influence me. Well, that's the issue with current feminism, and that's not my woman. Like, my woman, she's the original. Way back when the original feminists, where it's like all that they wanted was equal opportunity. I'm like, how do you not have equal opportunity? And she really thought about it, and she couldn't come up with an answer. It's like, at the end of the day, we are all equal. We are, at this point in time, equal. Fuck's sakes. Oh, come on, charge better. And no, like, she's not a masculine woman in any way, shape, or form, and she doesn't want to be that way. But she definitely leans towards a lot of liberal views. She does agree with me, though. Like, in a heartbeat, she would, if she could, be at home. She would do that. If we had a child, I told her I will put myself in the kind of position where I make enough money that she raises a child, because I believe that women have a certain intrinsic value at raising children that really help in a child's development a lot better than a man does. A man needs to be there for the sternness, for the life lessons. A woman, she gives that tender love and care that no other one can. And that's, the feminists don't realize that. Like, yeah, you are strong. You are just as strong as men. You are just strong in different ways. And if you cannot realize that, then you're blind. And there's nothing that could be of learned or obtained or helped in any of it. And they'll never realize that. They won't. Oh, come on, phone! Quit doing this bullshit. They have convinced women to forego motherhood in order to. Yep. Well, my woman, she bought into that. She doesn't want kids, but she does want kids for a lot of different reasons too. And I told her, like, there's no other greater thing. Yeah. No. And watching, like, that's the biggest thing. Like, one of my friends, she's on that whole petition. It's like, oh, what the fuck is she? She's like 20? She wants to have a hysterectomy. Wants to get rid of the chance to have childbirth. I don't want women or children. I never do. It's like, yeah, you say that now because you're still young. And then what happens when you get older and you go, I really want a little one running around. And you go ahead and say that you can adopt, but it's not the same. As much as I do want to adopt one day and help an unloved child out, I do want to procreate my own seed onto this earth. I do want to have something that is of me to pass my knowledge down on. And they don't want to, of course, they don't want to do that. They don't want to deal with that. There's that, there's a strong truth in knowing that the people together can do far more than people apart, and feminists, all they do is tear people apart. They don't help women by telling them these things, and this is something that's constantly spewed all the time. Everybody knows that. They don't help women, and women are finally starting to understand. Like, my woman, she fully understands at this point. that current feminist movement is not helping her. It's helping its own agenda, and it's helping to turn her into a mindless sheep that follows a narrative. And she's finally getting the understanding that I was that way, not wanting kids, and now I regret it. Well, that would be. Well, it's true. I mean, man, I will do everything in my power. Like, at the end of the day, my woman doesn't want kids, and I could probably deal with that. But what else is there to pass on? There's no greater gift than the gift of life. There's no greater gift than passing the knowledge that you have down to someone else. And, you can do it through mentorship and all that, but there's nothing like having something that is yours that, you have care of. And that's what I look at. I look at it as a very noble thing, like, especially since a lot of people can't have children. I know a lot of my friends, there's a couple people I know that are sterile and they'll never be able to pass CETA, and they would die to have children. And then they have to watch this whole movement that's, you don't need children to have life. You should go out and you should fucking what? Like, I don't even understand that. If feminists really cared about women, they would be for the patriarchy. Who the fuck really wants to be working 40 hours a week at a job? Or in my case, like, fuck, tonight I did a 18-hour shift. Who on their fucking right mind would wish that on anybody? I know I wouldn't wish it on my woman. And at the end of the day, like, there is no greater job she could do than raise children, in my opinion. There is nothing on this earth that a woman can do that is more noble. Especially since they are better. They are just better at it. Well, it is what it is, though. I think the world, though, is finally reaching that tipping point where I think that we're going to start seeing a curve back into proper beliefs and all that. I just hope that doesn't go too far, because at the end of the day, I'm sure you can understand the issue with it going too far to the right. There is a lot of bad shit there. No, it is a cruel world. Yep. And this is you're far right. Well, I certainly hope that you're not, like, when I say far right, I don't mean far right in beliefs. I mean far right in, like, for example, Nazism, stuff like that. Extremism is what I call far on either side. It's like the far left, right? I don't care about their beliefs. There's left beliefs, there's right beliefs. If you're far into the right and you believe in right stuff, it's a lot different than saying that you're going to go down the street and shoot someone because they have a different belief, right? See, when I go too far right would be where we start actually, like, shooting liberals in the streets. That'd be a little too far for me. Now right beliefs tend to be right. I'm sorry, like, at the end of the day, like, people don't want to hear it, but right beliefs tend to be a better set of beliefs. There is some things that, I might shake my head at, but like, at the end of the day, I'd like to hear what you believe, what you see as far right. I really would. If you have a minute, feel free to type away. Oh, fuck. Coffee cup. Fuck, it just keeps flashing low battery. It's not dying, but fuck, hell. I just need to get a better phone. This thing's dying a slow, painful death. That's what I get for being poor right now. Oh. But no, like, here, you'll never ever see someone who's far right. Not in this fucking country, I swear. When you do, they're not the good kind of far right. They're not the kind of person who's going to bring any good to the world, as to say. At the end of the day, that's the one thing that I want. I just want a better world for everybody. Fuck, I probably shouldn't wear shirts that have my logos, especially not on the fucking internet. God. I'm not too bright. I'm sure you can see that. So I don't know if you're typing or not. It doesn't tell me if people are typing, sadly. This is kind of cool, though, this YouTube shit. I think I might do it more often. Hell, even if it's just you tuning in, fuck, it's somebody. At the end of the day, if I'm reaching somebody and I'm helping somebody out, that's all that matters, right? There's a lot of people that need guidance in the world. And fuck, I'm on for 18 hours or 12 hours. Well, it's supposed to be 12 hours, but they push me to illegal fucking hours anyways. They always need somebody to grind away. And it's not going to be day drivers, Lord knows that. They're too busy, you know, doing day driver stuff, like not working. I may as well fucking talk to somebody. Fuck, even if it's nobody half the time. But no, there's a tipping point, I think, though. Because even in my city, like the polling when it comes to how many people are feminist, right? I think at the beginning of the Donald Trump era, before like the outrage and the crying and all that shit, and you know, like Trigglypuff shit like that, it was high. It was like I think in our university it was something like 70% of people. Well, people in the alt-right don't, despite what they say. Okay, well, I mean, like, see, where I don't want it to go too far is where it just gets, you know, I believe that if people want to fuck themselves up, they want to do a shitty thing, or they want to, you know, fuck their lives up, go ahead, do it somewhere else. You know, that I can agree with. I don't fully believe in multiculturalism. I do believe that there's a place for all cultures, but I believe that you have to at least adhere to your culture. Like, I heard Jordan Peterson say something that was very, very clear on this, right? You know, like, it's okay to say that you're a Canadian Hindu. It's okay to say that you're a Canadian Indian. It's okay to say that you're an Irish Canadian, right? So long as you hold that Canadian part tight, right? Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, it's like here the only way that it survives, we have a thing called Folklorama, right? If you go talk to the people who are at Folklorama, and it's a big event. Holy fuck, it's getting hot here. But it's a big event in this city, and it's very important. And there's lots of different cultures show their, you know, the best of their culture, the best of what they can bring. If you talk to the people that are at them, they never say like, yes, I'm. They usually don't lead with I'm Filipino. They say I'm Canadian. I'm proud to be Canadian. This is my heritage. This is what I came from. This is what I am now, and that's a beautiful thing. Like I believe in never forgetting where you're from. I believe in holding certain things that are near and dear to you dear, but I believe at the end of the day you have to set those things aside at a certain point to become what you want to be. And if you want to be an American, if you want to be Canadian, you have to put those things aside, not forget about them, not say that, you know, not completely denounce where you're from, but grow into be a better person, right? At the end of the day, some of them cultures too, they have some excellent food. Like, I mean, like, fuck, damn good. It's my favorite part about Folklorama. Or, is it Folklorama? I think it's Folklorama. But man, the food, damn good. Some of them fucking places, God. No, it's like here, oh, you'll never in this country. Why do you people make of racially voting trends? Yes, only white vote Republicans as a group. See, that's not so much here, really. I mean, like, at the end of the day, still liberals have more minorities than anybody else, right? That's just how it's going to be. Wilbur's, like, especially when you have a gross welfare. Like, you think your welfare system's fucked, man? Honestly, I'd be better off to just quit, say I have a back injury, or do anything. Like, fucking, here you get paid literally for having children. And of course you're going to have a larger minority voting for a liberal, like someone who's going to hand them more money. That's just going to happen. That's just part of this game, right? I believe that it is wrong. I believe that at the end of the day, if you educate people, they will vote for the better candidate and who they find knowledgeable. You have to educate people in order to get them to that point, though. And a lot of people aren't willing to be educated, or a lot of people don't have the resources to be educated. That's a big problem here. A lot of my Aboriginal friends and all that, right? The second you start, they vote liberal. They always do. The second I start talking to them and I start being like, look, you know, this isn't what this guy stands for. He's not a racist. See, that's the thing. It's fucking hard, though. It's when it's a learned system. It's like, for example, with the residential schools, right? Here, where they were beaten and all that, right? They have a natural bias towards white people solely because you imagine you're growing up being beaten every day by a white Catholic priest. Even though naturally Indians tend to flock towards Christianity because it's fairly close to the Ojibwe Cree beliefs and anything, right? There's the 12 teachings, the 12 disciples, there's a great spirit, and then the one who sacrificed. Same thing in the Aboriginal beliefs, right? There's there's God, the great spirit, and all that, right? See, once it's a learned thing, it's very hard to get somebody out of that rut. Naturally, they're just going to be like, oh, well, fuck him, he's just white, right? They're not going to want to learn. And it's got to start at a very small level. That's why I do what I can. Like, I talk to people, and the beautiful part is once they learn, once they get some understanding, it's like, what's his name? I follow him because of the car side of things. Hector Carlo. And he's in California. He voted for Trump, from what I understand. He wasn't open. He didn't say exactly who he voted for, but he was all for immigration law. He was all for crushing the gross illegal immigrant problem because he came here legally. He fought to come here legally, or come to America legally, and he did everything he could to educate the people around him. Because at the end of the day, people take a lot at face value, right? And it's really easy to do that. Laziness is honestly the biggest problem of that. Laziness in a lot of people is what causes them to be that way. And at the end of the day, you just got to take certain write-offs because certain people just aren't worth the time. They're not going to listen. Certain people aren't willing to listen. You're wasting your voice. Like that's a big thing. Is even people who are hardcore, say liberal, if you sit them down one-on-one with, say, Jordan Peterson, and no cameras, nothing for them to be theatrical about, where they actually have to listen, half of them will walk out of that room conservative. See, that's the thing, though. If I'm not mistaken, when I was looking at certain statistics, Trump, for a white Republican, had some crazy numbers when it came to Hispanic votes. He also had crazy numbers when it came to black votes, because even them watching the news realized, well, fuck, even Fox is ripping on this motherfucker, Like, when it comes down to somebody being ripped on by everybody, people start to go, it's one thing if NBC is saying the guy's a piece of shit. NBC is biased. Fuck, even like CNN, Fox, nobody's being objective. Like, this is where the Hector Carlo, him and a lot of his family were all for a closed border. And not like closed where it's closed off, closed where there's a control on immigration. And that's where it's one thing if somebody's willing to come to a country to be a better person, right? And they believe that because they fought to come to where they are so that way they could be a better person. They don't see it fair. And that's what a lot of legal, and that's a big thing, legal immigrant Mexicans are 100% with Donald Trump on that. Because you imagine working your ass off to become an American citizen and then some motherfuckers just jumping the border and getting over for free? Like, that's where people lose the whole, like, yeah, there's a lot that's tribal, but there's a lot of it because of the heavy tribalism. This other group of that marginalized group is against them because of how tribal they're being over something that's bullshit. Like, and that's where anyone I talk to, people hated Clinton getting 30% of his Senate. Yeah, well, I mean, fucking Clinton was a fucking man. Did you hear the fucking rumor that apparently she might try to run again? She might try to run in 2020. So I mean, like, at that, you just gotta clap your hands and be like, well, Trump's gonna get in for the next fucking term, right? But no, like, anyone I talk to is actually Mexican. I mean, Mexican from America voted for Trump. Fuck. Every Mexican I've talked to, I've never talked to one that voted for Clinton. Yeah, well, that's the slowest simulation, right? It's like a frog in water, and that's the worst part. Is it's been too long. It's a slow boil, right? That's one lesson that I always remembered when I was young. It's really easy to take somewhere over when it's not an immediate threat. You know, you take a frog, you put him in a cold water in a pot, you turn the element on, that water slowly rises, and the frog forgets that it's getting hot. And then by the time it's too hot that he starts to die, it's too late. And that's what people don't realize, is you got to get a hold on things. You gotta start to not control the population, but control who is controlling the population. Because at the end of the day, it's not the good people that are bragging about taking over the southern states. It's the bad people. The bad people are making the good people vote a certain, like, one of my dear Mexican friends lives in Texas, in Dallas, Texas, I think she was. Yeah. Oh yeah, no, I know. Like I said, this here's a clear example for you, all right? I know this is anecdotal, so it's like one instant, right? Yeah. But here's an anecdotal for you, all right? My good friend, she's kind of cute. Like, if I didn't have my woman, I might try to get down in that down in that southern pie. But her entire family was pressured by illegal immigrants, and they're a legal family. They are legally in the United States. They are legally American citizens. They are American. They fly an American flag. They are from Mexico. They are, like, clearly Mexican, but the illegal immigrants in their community were trying to force people, saying, if you don't vote for Clinton, we're going to find out. We're going to have words. And she was scared, but she believed in what President Trump was saying. Her family took a big risk because, like, at the end of the day, sure, yeah, polling stations are supposed to be anonymous and all that, but it's not that hard to find out. Like, at the end of the day, people can find out. And they were scared and being pressured in by illegal immigrants to try and vote a certain way. And who knows how many people gave in that way? Who knows how many people actually wanted to vote for Trump that didn't, because of the pressure from, being too scared. Can you imagine your neighbor says, look, if I find out you voted for this person, I'm going to stab you, and they mean it, and you know they mean it. What are you going to do? You're going to try to protect you and your family, right? Especially if you have a family to take care of. Luckily, she simply said, like, yeah, no, I voted the way I voted. I voted for who I believed in, and she believed in President Trump. She believed in building the wall. She wanted that to happen. She wants legal people who want to become American, not people who just want to jump the border and get a good fucking ride. Oh, it's the same shit here, man. Like, you think the Mexico-American border is bad? The Canada-US border, I crossed it by accident once. I was at a Bible camp. We did a mountain bike Bible camp, as weird as that sounds, right? And we were biking as a group. We went down this trail, and we were close to the American border, right? So we're biking along, we're going down this trail, we come across a highway, there's no real road signs, so we're like, fuck, let's just go this way a little bit. We come across a store, and we're like, fuck yeah, we're gonna get us some Gatorade, right? We're gonna have a good time, chill out a little bit, relax. So we roll up into this store, we bring out our fucking money, and we're about to pay, and they're like, we don't take Canadian bills here, even though we're close to the border. We're like, what? And that's how bad the American-Canadian border is. Undocumented people here in Canada, through the fucking roof. Like I said, like, it's so easy to steal people's identities here. When we ran into the legal immigrants when we were working, we simply told them, like, look, we are going to have to report you. And we did. They ended up getting deported because we simply said, we hired from a temp agency specifically so that way we were giving to the homeless. So that way we were taking care of people who were lesser. And that's what we did in the construction company. And we made sure through a temp agency so we knew that they weren't getting mishandled, and that they were getting proper pay, and that they were getting an actual tax slip, and everything was being done properly. And it was illegal Americans, actually, illegal Americans here, and then there was one illegal Mexican all the way here in Canada. And we simply said, like, look, we're trying to better our country. So I mean, we gave them the option. We said, hey, if you want to come here legally, we'll do everything in our power to help you get actual work visas. And they're like, the one guy was apprehensive, thought that we were just lying. One guy actually tried, but he had a criminal record, so he got booted out. And everyone else that was there was, no, we don't want to do that. So, like I said, we ended up getting them deported. And it's super easy here. That's the worst part, because it's easy to sit on welfare as a person here and do nothing. Absolutely do nothing, get paid for it. There's so many people here. Like, People talk about welfare states in America. It's fucking nothing compared to here, man. Our North End's riddled with people who do nothing. Sit on their asses, have 4 kids, and get paid enough that they can drive a fucking brand new Charger. And that's the kind of fucking bullshit that happens in my country. I try to keep my head up, keep my chin up, stay happy, but it's not working anymore. Something needs to be done. At the end of the day, I might actually start to take a political stance. Like if I don't end up becoming an American citizen, if say I don't get accepted through through citizenship free and all that shit, or I don't get a visa or anything like that, or it gets declined, I will becoming a politician here, because I can't stand to live somewhere where you gotta watch what you say, you can't say certain words, you can't do this, you can't walk in this neighborhood because you're white. Like, that shit's happening here. That shit that happens in the UK with the Muslim ban or Muslim areas where you can't go, that shit's starting to happen here. There's whole areas you can't walk in my city if you're white. The worst part is I'm not even fucking white. I'm just a white-looking Indian, that's all. It's fucking bullshit. I tell you, absolute fucking bullshit. People aren't willing to listen to the truth either. You just try to be, kind and try to help people. And what group is doing it? Here? Come on, guess. Do I really gotta say? Come on, it's the same people causing problems in the UK, brother. It's the same shit. I mean, there is a couple areas that are held by Aboriginals. If you're an Aboriginal, you can't go there. But oh no, it's not. It's only a few that are natives. Here though, it's the same shit. It's Muslims, man. Same fucking shit. And they run every taxi. All the taxis, every fucking single one. There's a big problem in our city with women getting, what do you call that? Sexually assaulted, sexually abused in taxis, to the point where there is an illegal taxi service just so that way we know women are getting around safe in the city. There's 2 of them fired up, and now they're legal because the city made them. But illegal taxi services had to be created in order to ensure women were safe in our city. That's ridiculous. Yep. I mean, and the worst part is that feminist left men have no fucking spine. I have a very good friend. She's a heavy feminist. I really talk to her on political things just so that way we stay friends. Because if we talk political, it will never happen. We will not be friends. We would get in a fucking pissing match, both get red in the face, and we'd be done, right? She's downtown in our city, a streaker that came, like, trench coat and all, just started jacking off and cornered her and a girl in a fucking bus shack. They had a guy with them that's one of their good feminist friends. You know what he did about it? Nothing. He sat there in shock and videotaped it, because that helped. So if I was there, I can guarantee you that motherfucker would not be doing that anymore. I'd beat him so fucking bad that... Is this the buddy I was supposed to meet? Anyways, I would beat him so fucking bad that he would be scared to. But anyways, I am sorry, but I must depart. I have a meeting this morning. Speaking of the meeting, they are here. So I wish you the best, and we shall see you another time.